News 4 is continuing to follow the ransomware attack as well this morning, targeting the nation's largest meat producer. Now, that attack is already shutting down some U.S. plants. And Brittany, this actually comes on the heels of another major cyber attack we've been telling people about. So we're actually seeing a rise.
Yeah, we are. So the attack on the meat supplier JBS USA comes just weeks after that ransomware attack we reported on so much that targeted the Colonial Pipeline. It forced that 6-day shutdown of one of our country's largest fuel pipelines. Now, I talked with a local cybersecurity expert who said statistics from some sources show that ransomware attacks are up 150% in a year. The reason? These attacks are working. Colonial paid millions in ransomware payments to get out of it, get their information back, and it's unknown how much JBS is being asked to pay in this case.
Why are we seeing attacks? Because they're successful. And whether you are an academic organization or insurance provider or a meat supplier or a healthcare organization or a local municipality, the fact is the bad actors are not discriminating and they're going after everybody, and they are successfully making money, and that's their goal.
Now, JBS believes that the criminals are operating out of Russia. The White House is now asking for Russia's cooperation in stopping these cyber criminals. And although we've been focusing on these big companies and these big ransomware attacks, well, it could happen to you and I just as well. And I'm going to tell you how to try and avoid these ransomware attacks. That's coming up all new on News 4 at 6 o'clock. Holly.
Yeah, just a disturbing trend. All right, Brittany. Well, coming up on 6:08, still ahead right here on News 4 at 6. Major cyber attacks making headlines this morning. Last month it was our fuel, and today talking about our meat supply. Tomorrow it could be you.
And the victims can be individuals, right? And they can be major corporations, as you can see.
Still ahead, a closer look at the rise in breaches, also ways to protect yourself, what you need to know. That's coming up. This morning, a ransomware attack targeting the country's largest meat producer is forcing some plants to shut down. This all comes on the heels of another major cyber attack. And Brittany, some big companies aren't the only potential targets here.
No, they are not. I actually spoke with a cybersecurity expert who says these ransomware attackers, they don't discriminate. They'll try and take advantage of individuals like you and me, or major companies as well, like the one we're seeing right now with JBS USA. Now, some statistics show that ransomware attacks, they are actually up 150% just on the year. The reason is these attacks are working and these criminals are getting paid.
Well, ransomware in general is a piece of malware or a piece of bad software that makes its way onto your computer or onto your computer network, and then essentially holds your digital data for ransom, right? It encrypts it, it prevents you from accessing it, and then the organization that was able to launch that attack then reaches out to you for a ransom payment.
So here are some ways to try and not become a victim to these ransomware attacks. Keep your computer and your phone up to date. Do those updates as soon as you get them. Beware of any suspicious emails. These attackers can make a phishing email look like it's coming from someone you know. Also, don't reuse any of your passwords and use two-factor authentication whenever you can. Now, JBS, they believe that the attackers in their ransomware attack, that they are operating out of Russia. The White House is now asking for Russia's cooperation in stopping these cyber criminals. We know that the president will be meeting with Vladimir Putin coming up here in about 2 weeks, Holly, so we'll see what happens then.
Yeah, just alarming. Good info for folks.